It's December 23rd, 2021, and you are listening to the Take the Over podcast presented by Live Casino. All right, everybody, let me change the camera here. We have a show today, boys. I am your host, Derek, and joining me is, as always, missed last week, but he's back better than ever this week. Our co-host, Drew Hirschko. It's getting close to the holidays, so we decided that we were going to, spend some time with the family. Drew is a procrastinator and needed to finish Christmas shopping all day today, so I said we'll Skype this show. We'll do the holiday. We'll give them some holiday money via Skype. Honestly, I haven't even done my Christmas shopping yet.
I can't take credit for that because that is incorrect. I was driving to your house and you told me that we were just doing a Skype show. And then which the drive to and from, it's about 45 minutes each way.
Right.
I mean, on top of the shopping I did today.
Yeah.
The time I would have made it timing wise, but not having to drive 90 minutes round trip is actually kind of nice. So thanks for the Christmas gift from you today.
Hey. The old Scrooge is a heart. What can you say? So, you were out in Philadelphia last week. How was that?
It was a really good time. Yeah, I was out there. Actually, I do enjoy Philadelphia. If you can get over the smell. But the overall, I had a really good time. And thanks for the company Christmas party was on the night we were doing the show last week. So thanks for letting me do that as well. And it was a good time.
We did a little different show last week. We flipped a coin to get some picks. And
I watched it on YouTube on the drive back. I had to play it in the car, so it was pretty interesting.
We did, Uncle Tony. Our viewers should just thank us for Uncle Tony.
I mean, Uncle Tony. I think in a few years, I think everybody's going to look back and say, it's going to be a lot of what ifs. Like, what if there was no Uncle Tony? I mean, I don't know. Sky's the limit with Uncle Tony.
I mean,
he's impressive.
Yeah, he's 2-0. I have hit my last 2 bet the Haas picks. So that's a fucking personal record for me. 2 consecutive. The coin, we did a coin. The coin went 5-2 last week.
Very interesting. Do you have the coin?
Dude, this coin. I might buy a scratch off ticket.
Wow.
And hit it with that coin.
Best of luck to you.
Appreciate you. So we were 4-2 last week, which means 10-4 total last week. 10-4 as a show. 10-4 total with Uncle Tony. My bet the house picks, some of my series picks. The coin went 5-2, and it was a good week. It got us back on track. Now we're flying above that 60% mark again, 56, 58, somewhere 58 to 60% mark on our bets, and spread a little holiday love. We're 2 days before Christmas. Here's where we are. We're 2 days before Christmas, and Drew and I decided that we were going to open our hearts and let you guys win some money this week. That was our objective. That was also the live casino. Speaking of casinos and live casinos, they opened up their poker room. Speaking of giving back, they opened up their poker room this week.
Yeah, kind of a sore subject, actually. Since we didn't get asked to hold the scissors that cut the doors open. Yeah, it's I didn't really want to bring it up, but now that we're here, I think we can talk about it a little bit.
So they opened up their casino. They opened up their poker room. So if you're interested in going down there and participating in against some of Western Pennsylvania's finest poker players, not a lot of people know this, but Daniel Negreanu was from Western Pennsylvania. Went to school at Hempfield. So you might see him down there. I don't know if that's true.
No, he's actually Canadian. I know that for a fact.
Oh, he is?
Their poker room is very nice. Yeah, their poker room is. I did see on Facebook the pictures of the grand opening, and that does look like a very nice poker room. Again, I've said it once. I'll say it a billion times. I think as a newer casino, you have the advantage. You can get the newest things in there. They have the newest tables, the newest everything. Everything's fresh. Doesn't smell in there. It smells beautiful, actually. I think they pump in the extra oxygen.
Ooh.
Keeps me awake. That's a very good place to be out east, out in Greensburg. So yeah, the poker room looks very impressive.
Yeah, so I think they're open every day of the year. They're probably open on Christmas. So after you're done celebrating your family, you got a little bit extra money. There's 2 NFL games on Christmas, so you might as well just go down there and throw some cash on them. Your family will call you names, but do whatever you got to do.
Oh, real quick on last week, I did get a voicemail at work actually that said Raiders -1, and I texted you that was
Oh,
going to be
that's right. I didn't 11-4.
Yeah, the Raiders -1 bet the house pick from me to you. I got a voicemail. Listen, I didn't know at the time. Well, I knew the Raiders and the Browns, but I didn't know at the time. It didn't click who they had, and I didn't pick my bet the house pick as I usually do it on the show. But whenever it comes to you like that, a pick comes to you like that, what are you gonna say?
I mean,
no?
Yeah.
So I took Raiders -1, yeah, off a voicemail at work, and
it hit.
That's all that matters.
It hit. So 11-4. Drew had his bet the house pick. You hit your last 2 bet the house picks as well because we had the same one the week before that. Yeah, we're getting hot as the season's winding down. So so welcome. Actually, we've been good all year. So I'm pumped.
We're on the good list.
We gotta be. We should be on Live Casino's good list. Not
also really quickly. We should talk about last week in the just how crazy that week was. I mean, with postponed games, I think. I mean, the game tonight, that's from this week, right? That I'm looking at that's week 16. That's what we're getting into right now.
Right.
But week 15
just ended.
That was a lot. There was a lot that happened there. Yeah, Thursday to Tuesday.
So the NFL came out earlier this year and said, we are not postponing games. It's not going to happen. We're not postponing games. And then the Browns lost all their superstars, and they're like, hey, we're actually going to postpone this game. So, I think it depends on what team you are if your game gets postponed, because the Jets have 16 people on COVID this week, and that game's going to kick off on Sunday at 1 o'clock. They're not moving the Jets Jags, to accommodate anything like that. But what's going to be even crazier is as we get into the playoffs, you're going to see a quarterback go down, and that's going to be massive. So we just got to hold on here. These next couple of weeks are going to be just wild. So you just got to hold on and hope, because
it's getting wild in every sport.
But some of these backups that are playing, they're third-string guys, quarterbacks, you don't have any tape on them. They actually come out and play well, and you're just like, well, yeah, this is a lock. Nick Mullins is playing, and then it doesn't hit because, he plays well. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's COVID is affecting not only sports, but all of society as well. So it's something that's but the sports aspect that we focus on it's affecting everything. And like you said, it's kind of picking and choosing. Different leagues have different rules. NBA says they're not going to stop. NHL is not going to the Olympics.
Right.
They're not sending the players to the Olympics. They're playing through the Olympic break. That's crazy.
Are they playing through the Olympic break to make up for the postponed games?
Make up for they're postponing the games now that they're going to make up during the Olympic break. So it's something that every league is affected by it. And you make a good point. I mean, even the college football playoff came out and said if you can't play in a game, you're forfeiting.
Well, dude.
Wake Forest is playing in the Gator Bowl. Wake Forest is replacing Texas A&M in the Gator Bowl. So that's one that was, Texas A&M, they didn't forfeit, but they replaced them. It doesn't sound like college football playoff is replacing the teams that have COVID if they get it. They're going to simply have a forfeited game. So hopefully we don't have a forfeited national championship. That would be one for the history books,
dude. And imagine like the first time a non-Power 5 school gets in there, and they have to forfeit because of something stupid.
Well, it's the first time until next year. I mean, next year Jackson State's going to be in there, so it's only a matter that it's only a matter of time. The way that money's affecting college athletics, the way that COVID's affecting all athletics, this is just a crazy year to be alive.
What a time to be alive, huh? You know what isn't closed right now,
and you can just heat up bagel bites in your oven and eat them.
Let's make good stocking stuffers if they're warm. Why is my stocking gooey? Just cheese. Okay. That was a sidetrack. A good sidetrack, though. You're right. I mean, we really don't know. Honestly, it could come out tomorrow that half these players are on the COVID list, and all bets are off. We're going to stick with our bets. We're going to stick with our bet. Once we lock a bet in, once we lock a bet in, let's just lock it in. Let's just ride, all right? Let's just ride.
Well, line moved on Uncle Tony last week. Line moved from, 10.5 on the show to 14?
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't.
We got it locked in at 10.5, though. So, And
Exactly right. You got to lock it in as we place it. You could go either way, right?
It still hit. So I will tell you this: FanDuel did a nice thing for me this week. I bet the Raiders before they postponed it because no one was going to be playing for the Browns. So I hit up FanDuel and I was like, "Hey, can I cancel my bet? There's no cash out option." And then they said no. But then they gave me free credit, like a free the amount that I bet on the game. They gave me that as a credit to bet on another game. So I was like, I appreciate you. I appreciate it. And then both bets hit, so now I'm up on FanDuel. So
Well,
I feel
this
zero.
video is now evidence.
I feel zero. Speaking of a game, we do have a game tonight. We got the 49ers at Tennessee Titans. Titans are getting 49. Did I just have a stroke? 49ers. Tennessee's getting 3.5. It's at Tennessee. How do you feel?
I mean, you can't take the 49ers after you called them the 49ers. It sounds like they got a real gas issue.
49ers.
Some of their mom's chili might be making their way through the system. So I mean, I don't know. Now it's to the point of the year that we're deep enough with COVID. We're deep enough with. I mean, just the season's changing. The cold weather usually brings some illnesses to teams. So injury reports / illness reports are of the utmost importance. So it's something that the rosters. I mean, let's see who we have on the depth chart for the Titans. Actually, I think the Titans are going to play pretty well in this one. I think I gotta take the Titans. Just I mean, they're plus 3.5 at home.
Yeah,
I think they played the best at home. 49ers traveling on a very just weird week, short week, playing out of their time zone. Teams that travel in the time zones don't typically play pretty well. So I don't know. I think that the Titans have the advantage here.
I will say the 49ers are typically a better road team than they are home team. These are two teams that are really going in an opposite direction. In my opinion, the Titans have lost 3 of 4 and did everything in their power to give Pittsburgh that win last week. Just everything. 49ers won 5 out of their last 6, and Pro Football Focus currently has Jimmy G ranked as their number 1 quarterback in the last 6 weeks. During that time, he's thrown 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Their defense is playing well. Offense is coming to life at the right time. This team is, I will say, the Titans have looked a lot different since Derrick Henry went down, since Julio Jones went down, since A.J. Brown went down. They've looked a lot shakier. And the fact of the matter is you could only put up 13 points against a bad Steelers team. And I think the 49ers have a better defense. What's it at? Is it 3.5 right now? Is it still 3.5?
3.5 right now on FanDuel, yeah.
What's
or minus 115 for plus 3.5.
49ers minus 3.5.
Well, we talked about it before the show.
It's true. It's true.
So before the show, we talked about a couple of things. One of the things was if we have a difference of opinion, we're going to let the coin choose what the coin's going to choose. So
yeah,
I guess I'll let you take it away.
All right. So heads got to be the home team. That's just how it's got to be. So we got a coin. We got a coin in the first game of the week. First game of the week, 49ers are tails. Tennessee is heads.
5-2 coin says 49ers.
The 49ers.
As soon as you mispronounce the name, I can't take the team. I can't.
I'm going to take them. Also, I'm also thinking about taking Pat McAfee's boost of Kittle over 50 receiving yards in the 49ers to win is plus 150.
McAfee's boosts are pretty good, actually. If you can tell, those are. I've seen him posting about his boosts have done very well.
The super boost, it's like hits and then it doesn't, it hits and it doesn't, hits and it doesn't. Also, real quick, I have a question about this team as a whole, the 49ers as a whole. Where's Jimmy G next year? Dude, he's playing some of his best football. You gave up 3 first-round picks to go up and get Trey Lance, so he's got to be your future. Jimmy G's playing amazing. So do you let Lance sit another year and kind of waste another year of his rookie contract? Do you try to move Lance for maybe like a first-round pick because the quarterback class this year sucks? Or do you try to move Jimmy G for like a first-round pick plus? What I'm asking is, when he's in Pittsburgh next year, how are you going to feel about that?
I mean, yeah, that would Jimmy Garoppolo as a Pittsburgh Steeler would be
instantly the best quarterback they've had in the last 3 years.
divine. I don't know. I don't know there's not a good enough adjective for what that would be. It would be a godsend. It would be a miracle to have, like you just mentioned, he's the number one over the last
Six
how many
weeks.
weeks?
6.
I mean that's and he's shown. I mean he went through his early period of. It's kind of like the dummy curve, right? You start off with a lot of success, and then you learn a little bit more. You don't have as much success, and then you become an expert, and then you have more success again. So I think that he's completing the dummy curve, and I think he's going to be uh, as good as we thought he would be for the years to come. As far as what they do, I mean, as a GM, yeah, they made their intentions pretty obvious by, like you said, moving the first round picks for Trey Lance. I mean, that's kind of an undeniable move to make him the future. However, if you have Jimmy G and he's performing as well as he is, and he's got some sustainability to him, I don't know if it makes sense. I think what you said about trading Trey Lance for a first round pick or two is what makes the most sense. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo is 30 years old.
Yeah, so he's young.
He has what? He's got 4 seasons in the NFL. So I mean, if you think about his body in terms of that, in terms of longevity, I had the chance to work with Tom Brady. I don't know how much he took from Tom as far as his development, but what's Tom? 43, 44?
45.
Tom Brady is incredible. The age is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it doesn't affect him.
Yeah, no, and Tom Brady looks better now than he did when he joined the league. Physically better now than he did when he joined the league.
It's unbelievable. You can't do anything but respect it. I think it's one of the most universally held beliefs is that Tom Brady is the GOAT. I think it's hard to dispute that.
There's no way Jimmy G's not traded, because there's no way a GM's going to be like, we just gave up 3 first-round picks or 2 for whatever it was to go up and get this guy to stay with our last quarterback. Even if it's the wrong choice, there's no way they can do it.
Right.
And again, this quarterback class is so weak that I think you can get a first and a third, maybe a first and a second even for Jimmy G. And I think the Steelers, that's got to be their point of emphasis, right? I mean, they
100%. And there's a lot of talk about that. You can look at any rumor mill and see there's 6 different quarterbacks that are rumored to be going to the Pittsburgh Steelers next year, and they all sound as credible as they do sound incredible.
Right.
They sound like they could happen or not happen. I could believe them all. Rodgers, I could believe them all. And I guess I'm thinking of my perspective of talking about the 49ers situation is I think in the very short term, I think like 2-3 years, I think about immediate success because people want to win championships, players want to win championships. So how are they going to do that? What's their best way to do that? And that's why I played like GM mode on video games. I played like the first 3 seasons. I would fantasy draft all the old 1 year, 2 year contract people and just win the championship, and then I would get bored with the game and be done with it. So that's where I'm thinking for the 49ers future. Obviously Trey Lance, like you said, is going to be their golden goose. So where does Jimmy end up? Cleveland,
Baltimore.
There's a lot of places that
the Saints.
There's more places I think he could end up than he couldn't end up.
Denver.
Put it that way. He could end up in more than half the league.
Yeah. I mean, imagine how good he would look in Miami. Just tan.
I don't think they're giving up on Tua that fast, you think?
Dude, they were trying to get Watson all season.
Well, we'll leave that where that's
at. Yeah. All right, so you're taking Tennessee. The coin and I are taking the 49ers, and the Steelers are taking Jimmy Garoppolo. So we're all good on that game. We have 2 games. Good.
I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it on FanDuel if you can. The over for field goals. Last time these 2 teams met, the 49ers and the Titans, there was 9 total field goals in the game. I think we're going to see another. I mean, it's just a nice little pattern to have a lot of field goals.
Is it? There's not an option for that?
I don't see it just yet, but I've seen it on some games, not on every game on FanDuel. But I'm going to keep my eye out.
I would think on a Thursday night game where there's not a ton of action going on, they would want some more money coming in there. Well, they probably took it off this one because they know it would be money going out.
Yeah, I didn't pick up the phone. They must have called me today and asked me if I wanted to line on there. I must have missed. That's my fault. I missed that call. I would have told them to put it on there, but I missed that one.
I don't see it. You're right. We had
Usually it's set 3.5, 4.5, but yeah, I like if there was 9 in the last game, which was 2017, with an asterisk on there, so it's totally different teams. But I think that I like the over field goals in this game.
yeah, but like you said, the Titans aren't scoring touchdowns right now because all their guys are out. So,
That's probably why there's not. Yeah, that's a good reason, good enough reason for them to not be in line.
yeah, you're probably right. We got 2 Christmas Day games, which honestly, what a better way to spend Christmas, right? Huh? I mean, that's the birth of our Lord and Savior, and the Cleveland Browns and the Green Bay Packers play. Like, like, how do you say no to that? So that game is 7.5 at Lambeau. You like anything there?
I mean, it's December football in Lambeau. It's against the Browns. I think the Browns are. It's Chris. Aaron Rodgers. I mean, is it his farewell season, or is he walking off into the sunset in front of our eyes?
Yeah.
Christmas Day. Give the Green Bay Packer fans a Christmas memory, or does he go full heel and perform the way he did in Week 1? We don't know. We don't know. But I think I feel Green Bay is they're onto something. Devontae Adams is performing very well. So I do like Green Bay minus 7.5. Is that what we said it was on?
Yeah, 7.5. Yeah.
I do like Green Bay minus 7.5 at home on Christmas Day.
Green Bay hasn't lost. They've covered every single game at home against the spread. Every single game at home against the spread they've covered. If you like this line, it's not my most confident pick of the week. I like the Packers. If you like this line, I'm going to say get it now, because on the off chance that Baker doesn't play, that line's going to go to 10 or 10.5. You know what I mean? So if Nick Mullins is your starting quarterback against Green Bay and their defense, that line's going to move up a lot. So I'm also in on Green Bay minus 7.5. Let's go ahead and make that. We'll lock that in for sure. And nightcap for that night is the Colts at Arizona. Colts are getting a point here. Arizona's giving 1 point. You've been an Arizona hype boy all year.
Well, no. Well, I was thinking about this the past few weeks as well. I think you have the Colts quietly, ever so quietly, just creeping their way up the playoff standings.
Beat the Patriots.
They're a game out of first in the AFC South. I think I've been a big Frank Reich, Carson Wentz guy. So this is kind of a clash of 2 teams that I really like.
That's
so
true. I forgot about that.
At the end of the day, I think that the Colts can take this one. I think that they're quietly peaking in the same way that Kansas City is loudly making their momentum and building their momentum towards the playoffs. And I think that once the Colts get in the playoffs, not if, once they do, I think that it's going to be a tough team to knock out.
It's 1.5. Colts are getting 1.5.
So then I might as well tease it. 7.5.
Wait.
And then what's the total? I'm working on the desktop for FanDuel. If you bet on the desktop, God bless you. I bet on my phone. It's so simple to do on my phone.
Yeah.
The FanDuel app is incredibly easy, and the iPad as well. But I'm recording on the iPad. I didn't want to muddy it up, and I wanted to see the screen. So
you're saying
I want to make sure it all works.
Colts,
I'm trying to work on the desktop, and I'm clicking around like I'm 90 years old.
You're saying Colts 7.5, and then tease the over down?
Yeah, we're going to take that down to 42.5. I can see it now. Thanks.
Okay.
I found it. I think that we're going to go plus 7.5 and then over 42.5. We're just going to make that a little tease with the Colts.
And what's that? What's the juice on that?
I would. Are you asking me to click around on the computer?
No, I'll do it. You want over 39.5? You said. What'd you say?
I'm going to start. I'm going to start working on over 42.5. Keep up.
Okay, sorry. I got nervous. Over 42.5.
Yeah.
I got this.
Colts plus 7.5.
I already got that. That's already on the bet sheet. Over 42.5.
That's correct.
Okay, so you can either go over 41.5 or over 43.5. Honestly, 41.5 is not much worse. So over 41.5 is minus 121. Over 43.5 is minus 105.
I'll go with minus 121. That's fine.
Yeah.
41.5 is fine.
Yeah, 40. So okay, I like that. Colts are the better team. They've won 5 out of 6. The Arizona Cardinals have lost 2 in a row to the Rams. Understandable to lose to the Rams. but then you lose to the Lions last week. What is that? What is that? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. I think
That was wild.
it was wild. I think Kyler Murray without DeAndre Hopkins. I think some people are starting to try to maybe figure him out a little bit here. I also think Kyler Murray's a lot more injured than he's saying or than he's leading on, and I think it's really going to affect his performance. So I'm good with that. Colts plus 7.5 over 41.5. Let's lock that in for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice. I think that's gonna be nice
for sure. And then Christmas is over, but the NFL continues to go on. Any other games that you like, that you saw? Any lines that you like?
I'm still stuck on Christmas Day really quickly.
Okay.
Just envision with me, if you will, a world where you can watch a football game, and then a commercial comes on. You can flip to a Christmas Story 24-hour marathon.
It's always on. Halftime.
A few minutes later, yep, halftime show. That's going to be a great day. I'm excited for Christmas.
It's going to be a big day.
I'm excited for Christmas Day. And my brother, sister-in-law, and niece are in town from Dallas. Family's home. Very excited for Christmas Day. It's going to be great. And we're going to win our... We're
going to be 3-0 by the time this starts. We're going to be 3-0 before Sunday even gets here. Fucking buckle in.
Chills.
What do you like? What else do you like here on the weekend? I guess Sunday would be the next day.
Yeah, let me see if I can allocate this. Eagles minus 10. That looks kind of nice. I'm not taking that, but I like to think about Bengals minus 3.5. And do we know Lamar Jackson? Is he out again? We got Huntley. Really, they're both killers. They're both incredibly hard to stop.
I think Huntley throws a better ball.
They said that that was basically his tryout, right? Like he was trying out for as well as because you mentioned the quarterback pool for the draft is pretty shallow. Yep. So there's teams that are looking for quarterbacks. So if you play well as a backup, that could be a ticket to a contract.
Lamar's not under contract next year.
So it's something. Well, yeah. So it could be, and they say that the players on the Ravens love playing alongside and for Huntley. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's something that. I don't know who's starting there, but they can be dangerous. So Bengals are at home, minus 3.5 favorite. So they say that the home field advantage is usually 3 points. So on neutral ground, this is a pick'em.
No, yes, yeah, because it's in Cincinnati. Yeah, basically a pick'em.
But it is in Cincinnati, which gives them the 3-point advantage. I like Cincinnati minus 3.5 in that one.
I like that. If I were to say anything about this game, I like that game a lot.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
I like that game a lot. So
we'll talk. Talk. Don't worry. Don't share all your opinions right now.
I won't. This is a tough game. I don't think I wrote. Oh, actually, here's a game I want to talk about. Falcons versus the Lions. There's no reason to put money on this game.
Why would you ever?
Well, here's why. This is the one sentence. This is the only sentence that you need to know about this game to make it worth betting. Jared Goff is out. Tim Boyle is your starting quarterback. And the line hasn't moved. All right? The line hasn't moved. Tim Boyle shouldn't be on an NFL roster, let alone starting multiple games in an NFL season. 6 is not enough. I promise you, the Falcons are going to cover by 12 or 15. More than 6. More than 6. More than 6.
So you're taking Falcons minus 6?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Lock me in. I said there's no reason you should take this game. I'm sick. I'm taking this game for sure. This game will have a spot on one of my TVs in my living room. Absolutely.
Oh my God. I want text updates of that game. I'm not watching that. I think that's they talk about train accidents. It's hard to look away, but it's like with the Lions beating the Cardinals, anything is possible.
But the Lions, that was their Super Bowl. They were such, okay, so let me tell you this.
Why not make the rest of the season their Super Bowl? Their coach is playing for his job.
No, he's not. He's a first-year coach.
That's why they're playing for their coach for his job.
I think it's
all in the aggregate as well. It's something that every win you can get. If you win your last 2 games,
sure.
Take that momentum in the offseason. The coaches come back to camp all fired up.
You feel good.
So I'm not touching this, but yeah, good on you for talking yourself out of it. Then right back into it.
I was always in. So they beat the Vikings 29-27. The next week they played the Broncos and lost 38-10. The next week they play the Cardinals and win.
I've had week-long parties.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. The next week they win 30-12 against the Arizona Cardinals. That's a 2-week-long party.
You focus back in.
No, there's no focus. This is -6. That is, I'm telling you right now, that is as good as gold. Clip this, so when it's wrong, it'll be hilarious. But you're not touching it. But that's where I'm going there. That's where
what type of cable package do you have to get the channel that the Jets versus Jaguars is on?
Cartoon Network. Anything, anything that has Comedy Central should have that. I wouldn't touch that game.
All right, we got Rams -3.5 at the Vikings. Is that a joke? I'll talk about that later.
Okay. All right.
Did you see that ball Kirk Cousins threw?
Maybe.
He overthrew his receiver by 15 yards, and the only person in the picture was a safety.
Oh, and it was picked off?
It was the worst. My brother sent me a tweet from like a stat, like a profile about like NFL stats. It might have been a reporter reporting on a stat, but it's something that calculates like whenever he throws a ball, like the probability of a completion.
Right.
And the formula came back with just 2 dashes as the percentage. There was 0% chance that pass is going to be completed. It was such a maybe the worst thing. He may have wanted to take over. I think we can actually hand that torch to Kirk.
I don't know. Carson's was pretty bad.
Carson Wentz's left-handed shovel pass might be out. The overthrow by 15 yards might be in. I think if you haven't seen it, if you don't remember it, take a look.
I will. I'll take a look. But I'll tell you right now that shovel pass was pretty bad.
I would give Kirk the trophy, but especially just watching the footage. The interception itself looks like the guy's receiving a punt with nobody around. He's by himself. Kirk. I mean, obviously it was just a miscommunication.
So that could happen.
Your professional
runs a wrong route, right? Or it's a misread of a route, like where the receiver's like, I can either go this way or this way, and he chooses to go this way, but Kirk thinks he's going that way. Carson Wentz, there's no excuse to left-hand shovel pass in an NFL game in the red zone.
He wanted to win the game. He knows the world that we live in is in 10-second reels on Instagram. So you got to make that throw if it goes.
That's true.
Either way, actually, he turned into a reel. Either way, he turned into a reel. It's like how the hell does he get paid to do this for a living? And then it could have been what an incredible completion by Carson Wentz. He knows.
Sure.
Frank Reich knows.
Frank Reich knows. How about
I'll back Carson? I'll back Carson and Frank.
How about Bills and Patriots? Bills are getting 2.
What piece of news came out about that game?
Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley's on COVID.
Cole Beasley is not going to be participating in that game. Belichick strikes again with the COVID droplet on the razor blade, I'm sure.
Just coughing around the stadium.
Yep. Hey, I'm Coach Belichick's third cousin.
Yeah.
Cole, shake my hand.
Yeah.
But anywho, so Cole's not playing that game. I think that's a huge loss for Buffalo. A very capable receiver, especially where Josh Allen likes to throw those a lot of times in the middle of the field. I think
he's a good slot guy.
Very much a middle of the field slot receiver, and will be sorely missed, I think, by Josh Allen. So it's something that
my wife just tried to come downstairs, and I had to stop her.
I like how you instinctively just swung.
Yeah. Well, I saw it. You know, I grew up in shady parts of town.
You can play in the NFL. I think that Cole Beasley is a huge loss, and New England went from, I mean, in a matter of a week, they went from being the like pretty clear Super Bowl contenders to you lost 27-17 to the Colts. So I don't know. We'll see what they got. I think. I mean, this is also for the AFC East, right?
It is. It is.
So it's a huge game. No Cole Beasley.
But you got to think
the line right now.
The last game those two teams played, it was that 50-mile-an-hour wind game. Weather was shitty in Buffalo. The Patriots threw the ball 3 times. Mac Jones was 2 for 3 for like 14 yards or something like that, right?
I remember that one.
This is not the same game. You know what I mean? And honestly, the Bills tried to throw it 40 times, and it was still close. I mean, they could have still won that game. Like, this is not going to be – the weather's going to be different. I think the outcome's going to be different. I think the Bills are going to win this game, if I'm being honest with you. I think Bills' money line is probably my play here. I think you have to stack the box and make Mac Jones beat you because there's a really good chance against a Buffalo defense he's not going to be able to do that. If you're going to make me choose between Josh Allen and Mac Jones, who's going to win a game? I'm taking Josh Allen. That being said, after New England loses this game, I'm going to put money on them to win the Super Bowl because they've lost 2 straight. So their odds will be higher than ever. And there's no way that the Patriots don't win the Super Bowl this year because the NFL is probably rigged. Passing the torch.
The weather in Foxborough, Massachusetts on Sunday is going to be a nice 42 degrees is the high, 25 is the low. Wind is going to be 11 miles per hour with humidity at 70%. Chance of precipitation is 20%. So this is going to be partly cloudy weather. It's going to be probably, honestly, pretty nice for late December in Massachusetts.
Yeah, this is that's September weather.
I think it's but I think the Bills money line, I like that plus 112 right now on FanDuel. I think that's a good play. I'll go along with you on that one.
I mean, I'll even take the points too. Play if you're going to give me 2 points, yeah, but they're going to win outright. So, yeah, I'm all about that. I don't think Josh Allen's going to let the Patriots beat him twice in the same season. Gifted him.
So what's your rationale for choosing to take the points or not? I know people have different opinions on this. If whether you take the points or you don't, I have no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, so on like a game like which game was it? Where like okay, so like we think the Colts are going to win that game, right? So at 1.5 points, it's minus 110. Money line is plus 100. I mean, I'll take the 1.5 points at minus 110 because the juice is like light. You know what I mean? So there's not enough value, and honestly, there's not enough value to take money line here either because it's only minus 110 or plus 112. So
giving you 2 points for a couple bucks.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take. I'll probably take. They lose on a last second field goal to lose by 1. I still win. You know what I mean? So
there's bite. Hi, bite.
Oh, what's up, kitty cat?
Anyways, I like Buffalo Bills plus 2. I think that money line you could also take them as well, but the plus 2 I think. So we're going plus 2 or going money line.
I'll go plus 2. I'll go plus 2.
Hell with it. Yeah, plus 2. It's fine.
Plus 2. Bills plus 2. But also, I'll probably sprinkle a little bit on the Bills money line.
Nice.
All right. Let me see here. I'm trying to see if there's any other games that I really like. I mean, there's some decent lines, but there's also some not. We have to talk about the Steelers game. Obviously, Steelers Chiefs. Man, the Steelers are catching the Chiefs at a bad time, huh? Bad time to beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you said Chiefs, but I heard buzzsaw.
Yeah,
that's not going to go very well in Arrowhead. I think the Steelers Chiefs minus 7.5, right? Like that's what's everybody's got to be taking that. Everybody has to be taking that.
Arrowhead is.
I think the Steelers could very well get exposed again this weekend. And I said it last weekend. The offense is incapable of moving the football. Najee Harris is performing valiantly to the tune of like 3.7 yards per rush on average. So it's
that's good.
But you can still see he's making attempts, making an effort.
Right.
And the Steelers need their defense to generate turnovers, or else they're not going to win any game. The Chiefs, I don't think, are very susceptible to turning the ball over, especially to the Steelers. If you have everybody there for the Chiefs,
they don't.
Home,
so
who are missing?
Pretty big names.
Go ahead.
Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce on reserve injured or COVID-19 list as Chiefs deal with an outbreak.
Okay. So you're saying Tomlin's learned a few things from Belichick's?
So here's what I like. What I have written down for this one. I still think the Chiefs. The biggest thing is the Chiefs' defense is playing so much better, and the Chiefs' defense can absolutely expose the Steelers' offense. So I like Chiefs minus 2.5 over 39.5. Gets you at like that 110 range. What are you feeling?
Dear Santa.
Dear Santa.
I know it's late.
And Amazon Prime can't even get here.
But you don't even have to make this. You can just make it happen.
There you go.
All I want for Christmas is a Pittsburgh Steelers win.
Oh, you didn't say which week.
My co-host on my podcast, pointed out I didn't pick which week. How about week 16,
There you go.
2021?
Okay.
They're in Kansas City.
It's a tough challenge, man.
Wear a jacket.
Wear a jacket. Bring the sleigh.
Love, Drew.
What do you think?
No Hill.
That would be a
Kelsey.
Christmas
that's
miracle.
it. Like mentally playing that in your head without Kelsey, without Hill. I mean,
Right.
that helps the Steelers defense, but really the Steelers defense is not great. They've let up. I mean, they're only strong with at the nose tackle position with Cam Hayward, or the DN position with TJ Watt.
Oh, Joe Hayden had a good game last week.
What's that?
Joe Hayden had a good.
He does lift weights. He had a couple good plays,
Yeah.
And then there was parts of his game that weren't that great either. Minka's also I like Minka a lot. I think he's actually a very good Pittsburgh Steeler. But the overall the cornerbacks, the inside linebacking core, the linebacking core in general is hurt. There's not a whole lot of depth to begin with, so I don't know if losing Hill and Kelsey and replacing them with Hardman, Pringle, and
Josh Gordon
the back. Yeah, I don't think that's enough to stop the Chiefs. I still think the Chiefs minus 7.5 is where I'd like to be. And just for a little hot take for everybody, Steelers money line.
All right.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, Christmas miracle.
I wrote a letter.
You did. Forgot to mail it. Shit.
There's a fax machine.
There's a fax. I got Chiefs minus 2.5 over 39.5. You have Chiefs minus 7.5. Let's lock that in. Chiefs minus 7.5. Minus 7.5. I'll probably throw money on that as well.
What's the show called?
Take the over.
You see any totals that you like? What about that Steelers Chiefs game at 45?
I don't hate that, but they're gonna need help to get there. You know what I mean? And the Steelers put up 19 points against Tennessee. Kansas City is a way better defense. I think this gets over.
This feels like it could be a 27-27 late fourth quarter slobber knocker that Ben throws a pick and then Kansas City kicks the game-winning field goal. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I could see that getting over 45 easily.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Over. So we like the over in that.
I'm taking the over in the Steelers-Chiefs game.
Well, let's do that. Let's do over Steelers versus Chiefs. And you got it at 45. Other overs that I like, I had them here. I like, we didn't talk about your favorite team this week, but we should. The Chargers, I like their over for team points is 28, which is a little bit higher than I like to give a lot of times. But they're playing the Houston Texans, and the Houston Texans defense has been giving up points like left and right. So for me, you got to go Chargers over 28 team points. I think Justin Herbert finds a way to do that really easily.
Yeah, I like that a lot as well, and I'd like to revisit my statements about Tyrod Taylor. I don't believe he's any longer a NFL quarterback. It took me a while to come to that conclusion. Come again?
Davis Mills doesn't look terrible in the position.
No, I was actually shocked at Davis Mills.
Very shocked.
I watched a couple of plays of his on the red zone last week, and I was impressed, to be honest with you. So Tyrod Taylor, in Jeff Probst fashion on Survivor, I would
put his
extinguish your torch. Yep.
Yeah.
The tribe has spoken. Thanks, Tyrod Taylor.
And the tribe is the front office of the Houston Texans. So
all that leads into the Chargers absolutely beating the brakes off of Houston this weekend. I think Houston's been Houston's been put in the blender and they will be in the blender for a few years.
Whoop. Your camera just went out. Did we lose him? Did we lose him? Oh, there you are.
No,
Okay.
we did not. I got an incoming FaceTime.
I got so nervous. I was like, he said he was good on battery.
Mike, I'll FaceTime you back.
Let's do this. Here's another over that I really like. I'll throw it at you. You tell me. Packers and Browns over 45.5. I don't care who's starting for the Packers. For the Browns. The Packers again they got disrespected last week with the Ravens game. It was like over 44.5 or 43.5. That game got to 60 points. This is a game that's gonna get over 45.5. I just anytime you get Rodgers under 47 points, just take it because the chances are it's probably gonna hit. Now it is in Lambeau. Could be bad weather. Could be this. Could be that. We can sit here and go back and forth on could be's all day. That's getting over 45.5.
Well, actually, Derek, I'm glad you brought that up.
What's the weather?
The weather in Lambeau Field on Sunday is going to experience a high of 33 with a low of 31. Wind with 11 miles per hour, humidity 72%, chance of precipitation 20%.
Nothing.
Mostly cloudy.
Perfect.
Actually. Mostly cloudy.
That's so over.
That's Lambeau. That's Lambeau in December. A little windy, a little chilly. Ooh, I'd hate to be banging pads out there. That would be.
It's a day game.
Popping pads that'd be hurting.
I like it. I like that over 45.5.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that one too. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Any other ones that you like?
Do you think that the Jaguars and Jets? I mean, in all honesty, do you think they have a slobber knocker between those two?
So I think
you want to call them bottom tier teams.
Yeah, well, you can because they are. Both teams struggle to put up points. The Jets are out like 4 or 5 wide receivers. The Jaguars struggle to put up points every week. But the Jets, their defense has been bad. I think the only way the NFL can make this game watchable is if it's a close game, it's a high-scoring game. So, over what is it, 41.5?
Yeah, so you think it's one of those ones that sneaks up on everybody. I think the fact that it's over 40 is kind of a giveaway. If it was like 38.5, I'd be like, yeah, that's about right. But I think the fact it's over 41, I mean, it's 41.5. The fact it's over 40 is like a giveaway. Like, there's something we don't know. Like, these teams could end up just slugging it out.
Well, there's no defense. There's no defense. There's also no offense, but there's no defense.
It's going to be a fun game to watch.
What was here's a good test. Here's a good test to see how that game's going to go. I want to see. Last week, the Jaguars played the Texans, and that game got to 46. Yeah, that game's going over. New York Jets,
41.5. Yeah.
New York Jets over 41.5 versus Jags over 41.5. Yeah, that game's going over for sure. For sure.
Speaking of overs or totals in the 30s, Dolphins at Saints is at 36.5.
I mean, how do you sell that as a Monday night game?
If Taysom Hill's playing quarterback, I want no part of any game that he is in.
Zero.
He plays extremely hard. He fights hard for his team. He normally runs and dives and almost dies. But the watching that football is that's just difficult for me.
I have zero interest in that game.
Yeah.
No.
That's the Monday night game for those keeping score at home.
It's terrible. Good thing hopefully there's college football on that night. That's going to be the only redeeming factor. There's got to be a playoff game that night.
Yeah, what is that day? That's the 27th?
Yeah. There's got to be a college football game that night.
We actually got Western Michigan and Nevada in the Quick Lane Bowl. In the Military Bowl, we've got wow, that's an 11 a.m. start. Let's go.
Let's go.
Wow.
I would rather watch
11 a.m.
Oh, you know what I'll watch? Hockey's back that day. We're fine.
Well, I think we have a hockey expert we probably have on at some point, too.
Yes, I'm in. I would love that.
3 posts.
3 posts?
3 posts and a goal. I think that'll be good. It'll be nice to have him on. Well, that's what I was also going to think about. Yeah, this show, just a little sidebar. This show is all NFL right now. NFL season, we're approaching the close, so it's something that we may start another show or we may change the segment of this show to
Pivot.
something different. But yeah,
Pivot.
something that we do. Even though we only talk about NFL on this show, we do talk about everything else, and NHL being one of those that gets discussed relatively often.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might be able to talk about that a little bit as well. But we'll keep it NFL for this week. We won't shock the world.
We won't break your. We don't want to break your routine. How about this, Drew? I think I already know your bet.
Tell me something.
I know you're. I won't spoil it for you, but lay it on me.
My bet the house. My bet the house for Week 16 of the NFL season. This game is going to be played on Sunday.
All right, like that.
December 26th. My bet the house pick is going to be the Bengals minus 3.5 at home.
Wow.
Against the Ravens.
You were looking at the Rams.
Yeah, I thought about the Rams. I wasn't too sure. They have an incredible team. I think it's almost too good to be true.
Yeah.
And so I look back at the Rams. I mean, they have the best defensive tackle in football, in Aaron Donald. They've got Matt Stafford, who's an elite quarterback. It's known now. Cooper Kupp is an elite receiver.
Dude, you can get Cooper Kupp
like
plus 6,000 odds to win the MVP. It's worth $10.
And Jalen Ramsey. So you got Jalen Ramsey, who's the best defensive back,
and Von Miller.
Von Miller is, he's a very skilled athlete. That's closer to the end of his career than the beginning.
Sure.
You know what? You make that sound really good. I think the Rams are they still? Oh, I just closed my tab.
The Rams have also struggled to barely beat Seattle, who's been bad every week. They've also lost.
I think Seattle's heavily underrated. But go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I just think I don't know. That team is too up and down for me to want to put my bet the house on it. Meanwhile, my bet the house is the Cincinnati Bengals minus 3.5. So if you want to stay with me, I'm happy to ride with you. I'm still happy to ride with you.
The Rams minus 3.5. We made that sound so good. I had it out of my mind, and then the Rams minus 3.5 is
all right. All right, I'll write you down. Here's what I will say. You're doing Rams minus 3.5 bet the house. All right. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, the rest of these young Bengals don't know they're supposed to fall apart in December. They've never been around it. They've never had experience. Joe Burrow's never played football in December in the NFL. He tore his ACL last year. I think these guys make a statement right here and dominate Baltimore. If they're without Lamar Jackson, it's way easier to pick. Even with Lamar Jackson, he's not going to be 100%. They're not going to. The Ravens aren't going to put Lamar Jackson in a position to get injured when they know they can make the playoffs, right? Win or lose that game, they still know they can make the playoffs. So they're not going to put Lamar Jackson in a position to run a ton and get injured and have to go into the playoffs with Huntley. Cincinnati gets it done in front of their home fans, 1 p.m. Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, book that. Minus 3.5.
I do like that pick. If in case that wasn't obvious, I did pick that earlier. And I did allude to the Rams minus 3.5 as well. And I'll stick with my first instinct, Rams minus 3.5.
Right. Hey, that's good. That's fine.
Put a house on. So we both have 3.5 lines. So I think that we can. I don't know. I like the Rams a lot. I think I talked myself out of them. And just when I thought I was out, they pull me right back in.
Dude, Kirk Cousins doesn't know how to finish games, so you should be fine. And then we just do a little hot take, and we'll be good to go. I have what your hot take was the Pittsburgh Steelers money line.
Yeah, I'm sticking with that. That's hot as it gets right there. Plus 310. That's extremely hot. Don't think it's gonna happen, but I wrote a letter, so
I'm going Bears and Washington football team money line parlay. It's plus 1464. Again, you think the Seahawks are over or underrated? I think the Seahawks are proper. Russ is not playing well right now. The team is struggling around him, and they can lose any game. They can lose any game they're in. Dallas always finds a way to screw up big games coming down the stretch. This is a divisional game. I know Heineke might not be the quarterback. I'm not 100% sure, but this is why it's a hot take. plus 1464. So $10 gets you what? $146.
Yeah, that's all you need.
That doesn't suck. Yeah.
I distracted myself again. I'm on the desktop, so I'm going all sorts of
Yeah.
nuts on
Yeah.
Google Chrome on pa.sportsbook.fanduel.com, and I happened to gander into next week. Had you done that? This is my first time looking ahead
No.
a week for lines. But you mentioned Cowboys are they're minus 2.5 at home against the Cardinals next week. So Cardinals are dogs on the road. But we could discuss that next week.
It's going to be interesting to see how much that line changes based off of what happens this week.
I think I might build a couple houses with the Rams over the next couple weeks.
All
But
right.
I think we'll start with one today. We'll start with the condo today, and then we'll go for the 4-bedroom next week.
All right. Well, we did it. Holiday edition. Drew Moore's holiday sweatshirt.
Yeah, well, nobody heard you comment on it because you talked about it whenever we first got on the air.
I'm so sorry. I got distracted.
Whenever we first on the call, yeah.
Got distracted. Holiday edition, Take the Over podcast next week, back in studio.
I hope so, yeah. I think I'll be around. I was thinking too, I got distracted just talking about how bad Kirk Cousins sucked that I totally forgot about the line. I totally forgot about the Rams line. Kirk, I got to send you that. If you haven't seen the clip, go look at the clip, find the clip. Kirk Cousins interception.
Tweet it at me. I'll retweet it on our Instagram or on our Twitter.
It was unbelievable. I'll send you what Davis sent me too.
All right, perfect. Anything else? Did we do it?
Another week in the books, buddy. 11-4 last week, so big shoes to fill this week. And then you know what? It's nice to give Uncle Tony a week off. I hope. I mean, Uncle Tony made contact with me via Snapchat, which is interesting. I didn't realize that a man of his generation would be so technologically savvy. But I may see a pic of his on Sunday. I may just send it to you, and we could text it out if he does.
Yeah.
If not, I hope he enjoys the week off with family. He deserves it more than anybody, and I look forward to having him back on the show in short order.
More importantly, keep the Rays in Tampa.
Keep the Rays in Tampa.
Good luck, everybody. Have a great Sunday. Have a Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate. Have a great Sunday, Thursday, Saturday. We got football, NFL football, a lot this weekend. So enjoy it. Have a good time and win some money. Thanks for listening, everybody. Just a reminder,